Hello, in this video is complete guide how to install GNS and integrate Mikrotik router that will be accessible through the internet and so on. Also, very important prerequisite is that you follow every step of the video because later it will economize a lot of your time. So what we have to do? First is download GNS. We can do it on their website. In fact, I will put link in the comments of video. Also, here is such thing that you must register to be able to download, but it is not problem. You can do it, register. It will take about 1 minute your time to register on GNS website. What is first? Of course, we download it. Of course, we choose like I will show you. You choose which version. So there you can choose which OS you will use. When it is downloaded, what have you to do? It is to start installation. So let's do it. Double click install file. Now it will start. What we do next? Agree. Next. And one yes, Wireshark, we don't need it. Other we can keep. And we press next. Install. It will take a little time to install. I will pause this video. So here, like you see, simple step of installation. It will take a little bit depends on the speed of your computer. But in fact, it doesn't take a lot of time. Then you press next. I agree because WinCap is necessary to GNS to work. Here we press finish. Now it is setup is completing. In fact, GNS3 is like your virtual lab. You can do a lot of things. You can build different networks. If you are thinking about becoming like sysadmin or a network admin, it is very necessary. And the best thing is that okay, we have to put my email. I will put it. And also like Nians that you can do a lot of stuff with this platform. And you can why is the main reason why I have installed GNS. The reason was because I was thinking to learn Mikrotik, and it is sometimes difficult to set up. Okay, now it's very important. Here are like I have mentioned, like prerequisite. Follow video every step. First, what we have to do? We put here run legacy EOS on my computer. I will explain a little bit later why it is so. With GNS3 VM, you just lose your time. Don't put it. Put on my computer. We press next. Here is very important. We have to choose IP address for local server from which GNS3 will work. I advise to put IP address 192, which begins with 192. Why? Because, in fact, why? Because I have at home I have router. As you can see, I have router. And if I have router, then to work all correctly, we have to put this IP address. And here is port for working. So we press next. So local server will be placed at 192.168.0.105. I think the main thing is that everybody now has at-home routers, so it would be convenient to use it like that way. What here we do after this, we can like add some hardware. You can do it now, you can do it later. We can just add Ethernet switch. Okay, number of ports. We can name like switch and press finish. Apply. Okay. Here you like specify name of your project. We can name it like we want. So what we have next? You see how base is. Here when you press this, you can see what can you add. So what we will follow plan. Download GNS complete, install complete, first run configure local server complete. Next is add Mikrotik router. So we will do it. First we have to set up our lab. I use filter because it is more convenient, and we add cloud. We put cloud. We have cloud now. Then we need switch. Of course, in fact, you even can not add switch, but to connect cloud with router directly. But I also follow some video examples, and I suppose it's better to add switch. What we do next? Here you see Mikrotik. So what we have? We select it and drag. Now we press next. Here now we have how to say error, but there is no problem. We go to file, edit, preferences, go to here, this is section Camo. We press new, and he says recommended, but we can ignore it. Micro 1, I will name it next. Then we reserve RAM. Here we can press next. And here is point, we need like disk image browse, but of course by this time I don't have disk image. Then we have to do like it in some other way. Server is here. Here is IP address. Nothing to add here. Okay, then we go here, and from this section we add. So let's continue. So how to add Mikrotik? We press new appliance template. We select Camo virtual machine. Okay. Here we will name Micro 1, for example. Next. And here we have to have disk image. I have Mikrotik images. I will add video link under the description. So where we go now? We go to place. Where is image placed? In my case, it is here. For here is image 638.1. It is Mikrotik version. I select open. Here we press yes because it will copy image. We press finish, and so Mikrotik is added. But before we it finish, we will press edit. What we have to change? Default name format. First we change here. It will be, in our case, router. Of course you can leave, but also better it is to change. What also is specific network. First port name. Here we put port 1. In fact, what also adapters, it is like a number of ports. We can put 5. General settings. Here is important like is router, and in network it better to have more adapters, more ports, and first port name port 1. Okay, we press OK, apply, and OK. Now we have Mikrotik router. It is here. We put it here, drag and drop. So now, like we would be able to access Mikrotik, we have to put it internet connection. How we can do it? So we have connect. Here is connections, but before we do it, we have to press cloud configure. And like you see, is only one interface, but we can put here show special Ethernet interfaces, Wi-Fi add, Ethernet delete. You maybe think where we can see what it means. It means that here in network locations I have Wi-Fi and Ethernet, but I don't need Ethernet, I need Wi-Fi because I am using router at home. So here will be Wi-Fi. We press like apply and OK. When it is done, we can connect. Cloud, we choose Wi-Fi, switch, port, and Mikrotik port 1. At this step, we have base. Now we have to turn on Mikrotik. We do it like right click and start. Now Mikrotik have started. What we do next? Next we right click, but before it we can see what is planned. Add Mikrotik router. It is done. Now it is configure and run. So let run, we have run Mikrotik, so now we open console. Press console. This step is necessary because before at first like turn on Mikrotik, we have to log into it. Now we will wait a little bit because Solar Putty, what is coming with the GNS3, it is a little bit like slow. But oh, we see Mikrotik login. Mikrotik default login is username admin and password like press enter. So when it is asking do we want to see software license, we put yes and few times enter and quit. So now we are in Mikrotik. At this step, when we see admin at Mikrotik, we can switch to Windbox. To press neighbors, allow, and refresh. In fact, if we have done everything okay, then we will see here like neighbors. In neighbors, we will see our Mikrotik. As you see now, then we don't see it. But it is thing that I have tested it a lot of times. In fact, Windbox to be able to see Mikrotik, it takes about I can say about few 2 5 minutes. So I will not do everything like complicated. So we just wait. We just wait until Mikrotik MAC address will show here. So we will wait. So I have waited about 8 minutes, and Mikrotik doesn't show here. I can tell you that I have tested it different times, and here is then sometimes it is showing. In my case, now it is not showing. Oh, it is showed. You see now. You see MAC address. So I pressed refresh, and now it is here. What we do next? Here is MAC address and IP address is 4 zeros. You must know that we won't connect through IP address because now it is no IP address. We connect through MAC address. But before we do it like with him, cloud, switch, and Mikrotik. What we do next? Go to Windbox, press on MAC address to connect by MAC address. And then we just, in password we don't put anything. Press connect. Now we'll be logging into Mikrotik. Now it loads like necessary information to start. Like you see, now it is the first load. So maybe it takes some time. So wait, now we are in Windbox. In our Mikrotik, that is here. What we do next? Here we go to, we can watch interfaces. Now you see 5 interfaces. It is okay because we have added 5. Later we go to IP. But before we do, let's take a look at our plan. Configure and run, okay. Download and run Windbox. Windbox we can download from official Mikrotik web page. Here is press Windbox and download. Let's go back here and in Windbox. To make Mikrotik accessible to the internet, we go to IP, the DHCP Client. We press plus. One interface will be Ether1. If we press here, you see 5. Usually, Mikrotiks are configured that port 1 is internet. So what we do next? We press apply. And he shows. We just status. We go. We press OK. And he is showing error. Okay, no problem. Let's go. Choose other interface. Okay. Now it is like searching. Here we delete. We remove. We have only one now. DHCP Client on interface Ether1. We go to client options, and if you see searching, it means that it is not getting IP address. I can explain why it is so. It is so because in our router we have to port forward. So what we do? Let's go to our router. If you don't know how to connect to your router, then what I can say? So I now in my router, I go to DHCP Client list, and look, I have to have Mikrotik, like you see here. Then it is still searching. It is because if we go to client list, 1.05 is my desktop. So what I do, I go to forwarding. Here is my configurations. I will find 108 port forwarding. Which port I need? Maybe go back. We In our list there is nothing. It means we haven't received anything. It is because we must port forward. And DNS, DHCP DNS is port 53. So we must find where is 50. So go. So we go here, and where is from 0 to 60 ports, we modify that IP address will be 05. Why? You remember when it start? When it start, do you remember? I told you that at start, here is our IP address. To us to be able to make Mikrotik seen from outside, we have to port forward because at home I have router. So what I do now what we can do, I have forwarded ports from 1 to 60 to IP address this, because this IP address is this local, we can see it, preferences, server, here is this IP address to which it is binded. So what we do next, go here, we can do like remove the DHCP client and add it from new. Press OK. Now you see it is searching. Now we'll check if it is working now. Go status, press renew, and there is some reason because it is not receiving anything. Maybe it could be like I'm doing something wrong. Maybe it is like because I at first addresses. We have to add address, and it will be router address. Let's add like this. Add obligatory /24 and interface one interface. We press OK. Now we have, you see, we have added network and address. Now we have IP address. Maybe we can check now the DHCP client. Now you see it is searching and still searching. It is not receiving anything. But in our case it is not problem, because we have go to IP firewall, not section, we plus search source NAT, source address, protocol, in interface. Here we don't put anything. Action, it is important to put masquerade. Advanced, general, Now, okay. Okay, okay, people. I will investigate it a little bit, and we will back to this. Hello, all. I have investigated a little bit the connectivity issue and have done a few steps. So what we have to do now? We investigating a connectivity issue. We will press it here. So what we have to do? I have installed VMware VirtualBox. Why? Because our Mikrotik to be accessible, we have to have like network adapter to which it is binded. Wi-Fi is not working. I in fact don't know really why it is not working, but what we have to do? We have to have additional adapter. If you don't know how to set up it, you just install Oracle VMware VirtualBox and it will generate for you like Ethernet adapter. What we will do next? When you have adapter to which you can like set up. For example, this is my router, Wi-Fi connection. This is virtual network host. To main thing is when you are configuring, you must have that here in state status. You have to see that you have internet access. How we can achieve it? We go to our Wi-Fi connection properties. Here is second page access, and here this thing must be obligatory. Then you are sharing your internet with virtual host adapter, and we will check that if all correctly set up. You will see here internet, and in fact how to set up it. We will go to properties to TCP/IP. Here everything was automatically except default gateway. Default gateway, it is your IP address of your router. And of course you can mention DNS, Google DNS server. When you have this and press OK and OK, then your virtual host adapter will have connection to the internet where you can check it here. What we do next? All to work. Also we have to do such thing. We open our recent project which I have created, and of course it will be no problem if we create new project from scratch. What we do? Before we do it, we must go to our server settings and change IP address. It must be, in our case, it should be this 137.1. We press apply, press OK. Now we have changed our local server IP address. If you saw there, it was 137.1. When we go here, we have internet and we see that we have this IP address. And this connection is shared with our Wi-Fi adapter here. Why it should be done this way? Because you saw issue. So we create new project, and it will be very quickly, like making a cake. We press cloud, then what we add? We add switch, which is here, and we add Mikrotik. Mikrotik also. What we do next? Here we go to configure, press obligatory show special Ethernet interfaces, and we need virtual host. Ethernet we remove like this. Okay, now we can connect like this. So we have like a big mistake. If we had such, we can delete it. There was we had some error. So let's go to switch. When we go here, like put this switch. Feed. Okay. Now we do this to this. I think we can ignore it. We connect to port 1. Then now we turn on Mikrotik. In fact, it will be like new. Now there is some error. So we delete and delete. Let's make it like this. We have some kind of error. You know why it is so? Reason is because I installed Oracle in VirtualBox after I restart GNS. So the main thing is now is to restart my computer. See you in. So let's continue. I have rebooted my computer. So I have created a new project. What we do now? Configure. We will add this, remove this, apply. Okay. And before we do, we go to Mikrotik settings. I think it's all okay in Mikrotik. So now we connect. And now we connect with Mikrotik. Port 1. Now we turn on Mikrotik. Now it is starting. Now because it is first start, we have to start it. So let's start Mikrotik. Also, what I have mentioned, I have changed localhost server IP address where you can change it. It is previous in video. You see 137. You can do it here in server. Here use host B. You can change host binding. Now we are waiting for Mikrotik to start. It can take some time. As you see, I have created new project. So in this case, it is like I have completely new Mikrotik. When I start it, also have to start Windbox. I will also start Windbox. Oh, great. Router is in. We read license, quit. And now what we have? We need. Now it will be different MAC address because it is new. Like you see, nothing is showing up. So now we just wait. because of course we can specify IP address here directly, but I will wait. So let's wait. When here in list will be shown Mikrotik and MAC address. Okay. So like we see, it takes some time to show MAC address, but we will force it to happen a little bit faster. We can do such command, and here we see that we have an IP address. We copy it, go to Windbox, refresh, nothing. You see, this IP address is here and here. Great. Now we don't connect by MAC address, but we connect by IP address. Connect. Now it will load this IP address. What we do now? IP DHCP, and you now see in the DHCP client it automatically connected. We have IP address, and if we go to IP addresses, we see our Mikrotik internal IP address. What can we do now? Here you see that we can status DNS will be our gateway of our virtual host, and if now we can check, is our router Mikrotik, does it ping Google DNS start, and now test. You see, now it is pinging. So by this time our Mikrotik has access to the internet. Of course we have different sections where we configure, but the main thing, like I mentioned in this video, that we have to make Mikrotik accessible to the internet. Investigation. The resume of investigation is that we have virtual lab, we have virtual Mikrotik, and it works with Windbox, and we can configure everything we need. So what I also would like to mention that very important is, if of course it would be save our time if we from start, if we started with correct setup. So now I will close this because it's consulting CPU. In fact, what I would like to do, Mikrotik is working. Now you can do further things to test Mikrotik. We can just exit. The last thing I would like you to mention, I don't know why, but it doesn't open edit. So let's do it like that. We now close GNS3. The last thing that I would like to mention, I like to summarize. In server, we have to be host binding this. To bind this IP address, we have to have like virtual host which has connection to the internet, and by now we also have Camo VM micro, and in fact that's all. What I would like to say you, congratulations, our virtual lab is set up, After rebooting, we of course can our project access very quickly, and in fact you can add any Mikrotik version that is available. I hope that this video was interesting for you. If you have any questions, please post answers.